विद्यार्थी मित्रांनो, हे फिजिक्सचं 7वं लेक्चर आहे. तर मागच्या लेक्चरला आपण युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन हा कन्सेप्ट व्यवस्थितपणे बघितलेला आहे. तर आज आपण त्याच्यावरचे ॲप्लिकेशन बघूयात. नाव ॲप्लिकेशन्स ऑफ युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशन. नाव applications of uniform circular motion. Applications of uniform circular motion. Applications of uniform circular motion. Now there are two applications. First, vehicle along a horizontal circular track. Vehicle along a horizontal circular track, or a vehicle move along a horizontal track. And second application, well or wall of death. Well or wall of death. मौत का कुआ. तर हे दोन ॲप्लिकेशन्स युनिफॉर्म सर्क्युलर मोशनचे आहेत. तर हे दोन ॲप्लिकेशन आपण एकानंतर एक बघूयात. तर पहिलं ॲप्लिकेशन आपण अगोदर बघूयात. व्हेकल अलॉंग ए हॉरिझॉन्टल सर्क्युलर ट्रॅक. Now for that, you may consider a vehicle like car of mass m moving along a horizontal curve path, say radius r, and center of the circular track is say O. You may show all these in a simple diagram. Now suppose this is the circular track. The vehicle is at this position. Suppose this is the car. Now this vehicle move along this circular track in this direction. Now the center of the circular track is say O. You may join the center of the circular track and vehicle. Then this distance is r. Then this distance is r. Now as the car or vehicle having mass m moving along a horizontal circular track, there are three forces acts on this vehicle. Now here, for the sake of simplicity, you may consider the vehicle is just a point mass. Now as there is a mass of the vehicle m, therefore we know that due to this mass, the weight always vertically downward. And that weight is mg due to this gravity. Now mg is the weight, where g is the acceleration due to gravity. And a normal reaction provided by the surface, which is always perpendicular to the surface. The normal reaction provided by the surface and which is always perpendicular to the surface. Now this normal reaction balances the weight. Therefore, due to this normal reaction, the vehicle is not slipping down. Now then, as this vehicle is performing the circular motion along the curve path, it must require some centripetal force. And in absence of centripetal force, a vehicle cannot perform the circular motion. Therefore, a frictional force which is always directed towards the center, this frictional force directed towards the center along the radius. Now this frictional force is the force between road surface and tire of vehicle. This frictional force is in between road surface and tire of the vehicle. Now, if you draw a free body diagram, then the diagram is like this, very simple. Now, this is the weight mg, this is the normal reaction n, here is the vehicle having mass m, this is the center of the circular track, and this radius is r, and this is the frictional force. Fs is the frictional force. Now, from this FBD diagram, free body diagram, now this frictional force also balances the centrifugal force. This frictional force also balances the centrifugal force, and we know that centripetal and centrifugal force both are same in magnitude but in opposite direction. This centrifugal force balances the frictional force. Now remember that the frictional force is the self-adjusting force. Frictional force is the self-adjusting force. It is not responsible to move the vehicle. It is just self-adjusting force. Now from this FBD diagram, you may write the relations. Now this normal reaction balances the weight mg. This Fs provided the necessary centripetal force for circular motion, as which is directed toward the center. Now, at this point, if the vehicle can perform in the circular motion along the horizontal circular track, there are three forces act on this vehicle. The forces acting on the vehicle. Now here the vehicle is considered to be a point mass. Now the first force, the weight mg vertically downward. The weight mg vertically downward. Second one is the normal reaction n perpendicular to the surface. And third one, frictional force Fs, S for static. The frictional force is in between road surface and tire of the vehicle. Remember that this frictional force has the limiting value. Now from this FBD diagram, it is very clear that this normal reaction balances the weight mg, and this frictional force provided the necessary centripetal force. Therefore, here we come across two very important relations. Now, first is N is equal to mg. Say equation number first. And second one is the Fs is equal to mv square by r. Equation number 2. Now remember that this frictional force is the resultant force. This frictional force is the resultant force which is along the center, which is acting toward the center and along the radius. Therefore, it is the centripetal force, and we are very familiar with the formula for centripetal force, mv square by r or mr omega square. Now, divide equation 2 by 1. Now, dividing equation 2 by equation first, we have now Fs divided by N is equal to, हे लिहिताना सुद्धा लक्षात ठेवा, बऱ्याच वेळेस भागाकार करताना आपण असं करतो की आपलं भागाकाराचं चिन्ह एकीकडे असतं आणि भागाकाराची आडवी रेषा तिसरीकडे असते. त्यामुळे असा मोठा लहान मोठा भागाकार असेल तर अगोदर बरोबरचं चिन्ह आणि पुन्हा आडवी रेष द्या, कारण सायन्समध्ये सिस्टमॅटिकपणे रिप्रेझेंटेशन करण्याला खूप आणि खूप महत्व आहे. नाव द व्हॅल्यू ऑफ Fs is mv square by r and this is mg. Now this m and this m get cancelled. तर कॅन्सल करताना आपण पण थोडं नाजूक हाताने कॅन्सल करा, म्हणजे काय कॅन्सल केलंय हे लक्षात राहिलं पाहिजे किंवा दिसलं पाहिजे, नाहीतर इतकं असं कट करायचं की काय अगोदर दिलं होतं काय ओळखायला येणार नाही. ओके, नाव therefore Fs by n is equal to v square by rg. V square by rg. Now from this equation you may write v square is equal to, from this equation you may write v square is equal to f rg divided by n. Equation number 3. Now from this equation v square is equal to f s rg. S is the static, s is the suffix. V square is equal to f s rg divided by n. Now then you will write this relation for v. V is equal to under root f s rg divided by n. Now from this equation you may determine the speed of the vehicle moving along a horizontal curved track. But here remember that this track is unbanked. This track is unbanked. What is the meaning of unbanked? Unbanked means the upper edge and lower edge is on the same level. There will be no any race between upper and lower edge. Such road is called as unbanked road. Okay. Now from this relation you may easily determine the speed of the vehicle moving along a circular track, horizontal circular track. V square is equal to Fs Rg divided by n. But in 11th science you had studied the limiting force of static friction is directly proportional to the normal reaction. We know that the limiting force of static friction is directly proportional to normal reaction. हे आपल्याला एवढं आठवत नसेल तर डायरेक्ट लिहा. We know that Fs is directly proportional to n. Therefore, Fs is equal to mu s n, where mu s is coefficient of static friction. Coefficient of static friction. Fs is equal to mu s n. Now, Fs is equal to mu s n. Fs is directly proportional to n. Mu s is the proportionality constant and which is called as coefficient of static friction. Now if you suppose this is relation number 4, now you may substitute the value of equation 4 in equation 3. For Fs you may write mu s n. Then v square is equal to, for Fs you may write mu s n rg divided by n. Now again this n and this n get cancelled. Therefore the remaining term is v square is equal to mu s rg. Mu s rg. But here you may determine the value of v, not v square. Therefore you may write this relation. Therefore v is equal to in a square root mu s rg. Equation number 5. Now this is our required expression for the speed of the vehicle moving along a horizontal circular track, but such track is unbanked. V is equal to under root mu s rg. Now from this equation 5, it is very clear that the final speed is directly proportional to square root of coefficient of static friction. V is directly proportional to a radius of the circular track or radius of curvature of the circular track, and V is directly proportional to acceleration due to gravity. V is equal to under root mu s rg. Now from equation 5 I repeat it again. from equation 5 it is clear that the maximum speed of the vehicle moving along a circular track, horizontal circular track, is directly proportional to square root of coefficient of static friction, or it is directly proportional to square root of r, or it is directly proportional to square root of g. आता लक्षात घ्या, आपल्याला जर एखाद्या सर्क्युलर ट्रॅक वरची गाडीची स्पीड वाढवायची असेल तर एकतर म्यूएस वाढलं की व्ही वाढेल, कारण ऍज फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स इन्क्रीजेस स्पीड आल्सो इन्क्रीजेस. रेडियस वाढली की वेलोसिटी वाढेल, जी वाढला की वेलोसिटी वाढेल. पण ऑन एन ऍव्हरेज आपल्या हातामध्ये म्यूएस आणि जी नाहीये. तर म्यूएस आपल्याला इन्क्रीज करायचा असेल तर रोडचा सरफेस आपल्याला रफ करावा लागेल. the road surface become rough and it is very dangerous to car, the wear and tear of the tires. त्यामुळं हा ऑप्शन आपल्याला परवडणारा नाहीये. आणि ऍक्सलरेशन ड्यू टू ग्रॅव्हिटी चेंज करणं आपल्या हातामध्ये नाही. त्याला चेंज करायचं असेल तर आपल्याला चंद्रावर जावं लागेल. त्यामुळे आपल्या हातामध्ये फक्त हा आर आहे. एखाद्या गाडीची स्पीड जर आपल्याला एखाद्या सर्क्युलर ट्रॅक वरती वाढवायची असेल, कर्व पाथ वरती, तर आपल्याला त्याची रेडियस वाढवणं आपल्या हातामध्ये आहे. त्यामुळं मोस्टली वी रिमेंबर दॅट इफ यू वॉन्ट टू इन्क्रीज द स्पीड ऑफ द व्हेकल ऑन ए कर्व सर्क्युलर ट्रॅक वी मस्ट इन्क्रीज द आर. आणि आपण जनरली कुठल्याही सर्क्युलर ट्रॅक वरती बघतो की टर्न घेताना तो जो रोडचा सरफेस असतो टर्निंगला हा मोठा झालेला असतो, आणि टर्न घेताना आपण बरोबर असं टर्न घेतो. ओके, इथे सुद्धा जरा लक्षात घ्या अजून फिजिक्स. आपण या व्हेकल मध्ये इथे बसलेलो आहे, आणि ज्यावेळेस व्हेकल आपण कर्व पाथ वरती टर्न करत असतो त्यावेळेस आपण व्हेकल मधला माणूस किंवा पर्सन किंवा ड्रायव्हर सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स ऑब्झर्व करत असतो, कारण आपली बॉडी आउटवर्ड दिशेला लीन होत असते आणि आपली बॉडी आणि कार हे दोघंही बॅलन्स केले जातात फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स आणि सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्सने. तर बाय युजिंग दिस रिलेशन you may determine the velocity of the vehicle moving along a circular horizontal track. Remember that this is not the minimum or maximum speed. This is not the minimum or maximum speed, but this is the safe speed. Therefore, it is written as Vs is equal to under root mu s rg, under root mu s rg. Equation number 6. Remember that equation 5 and 6 is the same one. Yes, for safe drive. Yes, for safe drive. If you drive the vehicle for this speed on a horizontal circular track, you and your vehicle both are the same. But if you exceed the speed limit beyond this and all these quantities are same, then your vehicle is thrown or skid away the road surface. Therefore, you may take these precautions very properly in your mind whenever you can drive a vehicle on a curved path. Now here, if you observe equation 5 or equation 6, then we must understood that in that case the term m is absent. As the term m is absent and m is the mass of the vehicle, m is the mass of the vehicle, therefore you may say that the speed of the vehicle does not depend upon mass of the vehicle, or the speed of the vehicle is independent on mass. The speed of vehicle independent on mass of the vehicle. म्हणजे एखाद्या सर्क्युलर ट्रॅक वरती एखादी सायकल जाईल, कार जाईल, एखादी ट्रक जाईल किंवा लोडेड अजून वाहन जाईल, तर त्या मासचा आणि त्या स्पीडचा काही संबंध राहत नाही, कारण ही स्पीड m वरती अवलंबून नाहीये. द मास इज इंडिपेंडंट ऑन द स्पीड ऑफ द व्हेकल. तर एवढे पार्ट लक्षात घ्या, व्यवस्थितपणे समजून घ्या. परत एकदा जरा समराइज मी तुम्हाला करतो. जर डायग्राम आपल्या लक्षात आला, हा कर्व पाथ आहे, इथं व्हेकल आहे. ओके, हा या सर्क्युलर पाथचा सेंटर आहे, या दोघांतला अंतर रेडियस आहे. त्याच्यावरती दोन फोर्स ऍक्ट होतात, नॉर्मल रिएक्शन व्हर्टिकली अपवर्ड which is due to the surface. Remember that normal force acts always perpendicular and due to the surface. तो surface ला perpendicular असतो. This is weight mg and the mass m and Fs. तर हे जरा फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम तुम्ही अशा पद्धतीने काढला की सगळा याच्यावरतीच हे आर्टिकल अवलंबून आहे. N इक्वल टू mg आणि Fs इज इक्वल टू सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स अँड सेंट्रिफ्युगल फोर्स इज इन मॅग्निट्यूड mv स्क्वेअर बाय r किंवा डायरेक्ट तुम्ही फ्रिक्शनल फोर्स इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर सर्क्युलर मोशन कोणत्याही पद्धतीने घेतलं तरी काही अडचण आपल्याला येत नाही.